Morning from Shinjuku. Today we're going on another one-day trip to an onsen town. It's called Kusatsu Onsen. It's apparently one of the biggest onsen towns, or one of the most famous onsen towns in Japan. But I'll tell you a little bit more about it once we're there. To get there, we are taking a bus from Shinjuku, which is gonna be, I think, 4 hours. It's a highway bus still, so it shouldn't take as long as the bus last time it took in Nikko. But yeah, it's probably gonna be very popular again because I hope you can hear me because the announcer is really loud. But yeah, it's gonna be very popular because it's also autumn color season still. And yeah, looking forward to getting there. Not looking forward to 4 hours on the bus, but it's gonna be fine. Next stop, get on the bus and then off to Kusatsu Onsen. Welcome from Kusatsu Onsen. Made it off the bus. It was a little bit late, like 15 minutes or so. It was still doable though. And yeah, we just made it to this onsen town. The autumn colors are really beautiful, so they're kind of going down again, but I think it's right now peak colors, so a lot more reds than last week in Nikko, or 2 weeks ago in Nikko. And yeah, just the town is a very popular onsen town. It's one of the main three, or one of the three kind of highest rated onsen towns in Japan, alongside Gedo Onsen, and I forgot what the other one was, but thanks to the power of editing I can put it down here. So we are staying in kind of a place that has food included, and like a typical Japanese style place, and the special food here is some kind of beef, so we're gonna have that for lunch. So our plan right now is for dinner, I mean. So our plan right now is to just go to the onsen, to the hotel or ryokan, and check in. Julie's gonna leave her bag, and then we're gonna explore a little bit around the city. There's some cool sights to see, I think. So we just had lunch at a restaurant. It was udon, which are kind of Japanese noodles. Julie had one with ume, which is pickled salt plum, and I had a different one with like a fried mochi inside. It's pretty good. Recommended. And what they have here is kind of, they have these paper coupons. Currently they have this go-to travel campaign going on for residents and for Japanese nationals. It's going on until March, I believe. If they don't extend it, and it's basically whenever you book through a agent that is authorized to offer this kind of go-to travel discount, which is a government-run discount, you will get a coupon. So we got it last time in Nikko, right? So we got I believe at that time 1,000 yen for our stay at the hotel. This time we got 4,000 yen for our accommodation for the one night, 2,000 yen per person. which is pretty good, pretty good. So we spent 2,000 of that on the lunch, and we are gonna have another 2,000, which we are probably gonna be spending on the private onsen that we're gonna book for tonight. And yeah, it's a pretty cool thing because you get basically free money to spend, and the idea behind it is that you use that money on your travels to support local businesses who are obviously suffering because they don't have tourists right now or international tourists due to Corona. So pretty good deal, I would say. And yeah, right now we're just gonna walk around a little bit around the town. We wanna go to like a park. I wanna fly my drone from there, and then afterwards we're gonna check out that show that I mentioned earlier, which is kind of a show where they cool down hot water. I think that's the best way that I can explain. It's the best way that it's the best way that I can explain it right now. But you're gonna see how it is later. And yeah, right now, enjoy the hopefully drone footage. You can see behind me is a park that's called Nishi no Kawara Koen, Nishi no Kawara Park, and it's this kind of really long park with a walkway, and it has kind of this river running next to it, and the river is actually fed by a hot spring, so it's all onsen water, and it kind of forms these little pools in between, so you can kind of dip your feet in there, and yeah, it's pretty cool. The autumn colors are really nice, and if you go to the very top, there's also a small pond, and I got to fly my drone there, and there's also an onsen inside, so you can take a bath. If you are a guy though, it's pretty exposed, so some people might see your dick. On the girl side though, it's more covered, so you're gonna be better off with that. And yeah, it was really nice. Highly recommend it if you are in this area. Check out the park if you have time. And yeah, next stop is gonna be back to the main square, where you have these kind of beautiful onsen. Also pee, but also back to the main square where you have these beautiful onsen kind of fields, and also there is going to be the water cooling show that I talked about earlier. So yeah, enjoy the views out on the main attraction really of this area of Kusatsu Onsen, and also on the water cooling show.
Very baka mitai. Don't forget to get coupon online.
本日は草津温泉 S という湯飲みと踊りショーにお越しいただきのため、客席は間隔を空けた状態にしてあります。草津温泉の人気を物語っています。一体なぜ多くのおいな
泉卵でございます。この卵はゼリー状です。割れました。こぼしましたね。はい、いけません。います。はい、温泉卵はトロトロしています。
So I'm right now, or we are right now, just in a souvenir store, in one of the, or probably the main place here in Kusatsu Onsen, which is this kind of field behind me. It's called Yuba. I put it below again, but yeah, it's kind of like a onsen field. So I'm not exactly sure if it's the case, but basically, you have all of the water like fresh running through here, and it runs all the way to the bottom. And kind of my assumption is that once it's at the bottom, it will kind of be colder and then can be used for onsen. And yeah, it's kind of the main square in the town, and as you can also see, it's kind of lit up at night. So they do different light shows here, different colors and everything. Looks really beautiful until midnight, I think, every night. And yeah, behind me, or I guess in this direction, this is also the house where we saw the water cooling show. It's kind of like a traditional technique that they've been using here for a couple hundred years, where the water, when it comes out, is really hot at like 95 degrees, and in order to get it cooled down, they don't want to really loosen it, or like they don't want to dilute it with like cold water. So what they do instead is they will do this kind of water cooling technique, in which the water will be cooled down to temperatures where a human can reasonably enter it. And yeah, they do this nowadays as well. I don't know if people actually bathe in the water, but tomorrow we might actually be able to do it ourselves, because they do have like a kind of an experience ticket as well that they do tomorrow, so we might be able to do it ourselves tomorrow, which would be cool. And yeah, otherwise there's not really that much else to see in Kusatsu Onsen, so I wouldn't necessarily recommend it for a long trip, because it's really not much to do here. So I think an overnight trip is perfect. Speaking of which, after we are done here, we're going to go to our onsen, to our hotel for the night. We're gonna check in, I'm gonna show you the room, and then probably gonna have dinner soon. And after that, we are gonna go into the onsen. We have a private onsen, so I can show you inside, because there's not gonna be any other people. So this is our dinner for tonight. We have hot pots, we have another hot pot over there. This is beef, this is another hot pot. We have some starters, and we have I think this is noodles with eel, some sashimi over here. We have some steamed dishes over here. This is prime beef. What do you think? What do you think?
It's amazing. Where do we have sashimi?
Sashimi.